Good morning. It's 9 a.m. April 11th, 2024 on a Thursday. And welcome aboard. Let's see, I'll get an audio confirmation. It's going to pop up here in a moment. And then we'll turn SpeakerBot on so that you can hear it. There we go. Got that. And then SpeakerBot is hearable now. And I see activity in chat, a link put in by Keith. We'll get to that in a little bit. The purpose of this channel and these live streams is to respond to people's questions or preferably of problems that they're having with their computer. So myself in the chat room can try to give you some immediate help or ideas of how to solve your issues. So if you have any issues like that, it's best to put that into chat early. I'm going to go turn off the repeating messages from SpeakerBot. They're repeating because if I don't have them on repeat, they just don't show up reliably because they start running as soon as I launch the program.
Yes, affirmative.
So they'll run before I actually start the stream. So I heard John Williams saying yes, and if you heard him, then all is good in the world. Well, maybe not, maybe here, but maybe not the whole world. I'm going to go to channel comments. I have a channel comment from Kerry Holzman in response to yesterday's show. Thank you, Bobby. He says, just FYI, Windows 11 LTSC or long-term servicing channel. Let's stop right there. I know I called it long-term servicing contract. I do not research everything that I might use, so I do like to be corrected. I'm gonna assume that Kerry's got this correct, and I had it wrong. Long-term servicing channel rather than contract, and I think somebody else actually said that in chat too. He's saying it's a version of Windows that focuses on security and stability and typically receives fewer updates than mainstream editions. And I think we covered that in yesterday, but this puts it very succinctly in one paragraph. And then, but here it's only released every 2 to 3 years, and is used by large organizations in mission-critical environments. And this is a piece that I don't think we mentioned yesterday. Private users cannot activate this version of Windows legally. Now, myself and some other people that were in the chat room have experience buying refurbished computers off of Amazon and find that they have an Enterprise Edition. Now, he wasn't specifically saying Enterprise Edition. He was saying LTSC. So probably LTSC is maybe you cannot bootleg that, but you can bootleg. Some people bootleg the Enterprise version. It is not legal according to the terms of the license agreement. Now, I haven't gone and read it to make sure, but I totally trust Kerry on that. And that would be, I'm sure, a totally accurate thing. So, although it looks like he's actually talking about the LTSC. I think you probably, regardless of legal, I think you cannot activate
LTSC is a variant of Enterprise Edition.
Understood that, Randy Israel. The LTSC is only available for the Enterprise version. Although there was some hint that it may be available for other people. I think that was maybe just hearsay from YouTube channels, so I don't know if that's accurate or not, that Microsoft may have signaled that. I don't really care about researching that. Now, if somebody wants to go research it and let us know, that's fine. So thank you, Kerry. Thumbs up and a heart for Kerry. And then I'll go to my emails. I captured a couple of chat messages yesterday because during the show yesterday, I was looking at the knowledge base article and the update regarding the security updates, and I was struggling to see the confirmation of the engine. And
I meant that there's regular Windows Enterprise Edition, and then there's LTSC version of Enterprise.
Okay, got it, Rand. Thank you. So back to this. Yeah, so I think I actually realized that after the show before I went back and reviewed the comments in chat, but the update referred to platform, and Gary had referred it to the engine, one and the same. Very good. Thank you for correcting me on that. And I like to be corrected. I was actually thinking it would be fun if I could find some way to award points to people for correcting things that I say wrong or misspeak. And let me just come right off, put it out on the table. I don't care that I occasionally say something wrong. I don't hold myself to be perfect on everything that comes across. And if so, I'd have to do a whole lot of research before doing this show. And I'm not one, the talent that I bring to my computer consultancy business is not that I have a rock solid memory for every detail I've come across. Okay, Rand. But rather, I do feel that I have a good skill for figuring out things and motivation to try to figure out things. Hence, Jim sometimes gets irritated at me for going down the rabbit hole and chasing squirrels, but that's something I enjoy doing. And then the other thing is, I think my communication techniques with clients is something that keeps my clients on board for a long period of time because they never feel belittled or inadequate with me. Okay, well, I'll be getting to the chat messages in a little bit here. I've got just a couple more emails. Tim Sal sent me an email yesterday. Says, I was watching your show this morning. I was probably about 20 minutes behind because I got busy. But I noticed in the bottom right corner, weird, must be something on my side. It's a logo for Social Flight, which is a YouTube channel that I watch. I get prompts for Social Flight too. Of course, Tim and I are both involved with aviation, or have been. I've kind of dropped out. So here's a screenshot. Now I'm thinking this is coming from his phone. It looks like he's holding his phone in landscape orientation, and he's got this down here. Now when I look at a stream on my phone, I get a symbol for another video down in the bottom right corner, but it's not off to the right. I'm suspecting that Tim has an Android device. Whoops, I got to turn off my picture-in-picture for you to see that. Down here in the bottom right. In his screen orientation might be, or dimensions might be different. Ratio. What's the other word I'm looking for? Proportions. No, that's not the right word. But anyway, mine seem to show up in this area, even though I do have black bars out on the sides. So I think that had nothing to do with my my live stream, but rather the characteristic of YouTube on Tim's cell phone. So I'm aspect ratio. Thank you, Brian. That's what I was looking for. Like I said, I don't have every term locked into my head like some other people around here. And Kerry Holzman, I'll give that to him. He remembers stuff from long ago. Then here, oh, this one, I had an email from somebody who was frequently involved with us on the Fortnite channel and says, I wanted to contact you to find out if you're planning on continuing your stream. I always enjoyed your content and it was fun to join games with when possible. I'm not saying his name because his name hasn't been involved on this stream in the past. So let me just respond to this. And for those who are aware, the last time that Dennis and I did a stream on Fortnite, we got a bit irritated at each other. The stream ended abruptly. Those streams are no longer available. They're no longer available for the public, for either Dennis or I. And we made up after that. We exchanged emails after that. Our friendship is fine. But I had been feeling stress over recent, weeks that I'm not keeping up with my business well enough. There's some other things I want to develop for this channel. I just felt I needed to make a change. So I told him, and I've announced to other people that I'm taking the rest of the season at least off from Fortnite. Whether I come back next season or not is undecided right now. I'll see how my pursuits during the rest of the season go with getting my business caught up, getting some other things in development that I wanted to do caught up. But I still enjoy Fortnite. I enjoy Dennis, and there's a distinct possibility that I may resume at the next season or somewhere further down the road. So that answers that question for anybody who is wondering. And I will send a reply to his email since he doesn't watch, as far as I know, he doesn't watch this channel regularly. And that's all of the emails. And then how am I doing? 9:09. I'm going to take a quick look and see if there's somebody for me to redirect to, because I forgot to check on that. There I'm checking on Ken Stout. He doesn't have a show scheduled, and Carrie Holzman does not have a show scheduled. So then I'm going to go on to something else that I've been holding in reserve for a little bit. And I need to remember to turn on this blur. Let's see, I'm going to close that. Well, no, I can leave that there. Just not expose that. Bring this up here and then turn on studio mode and bring up that tab. Turn on the picture in picture and turn on the blur. There it is. So this is an email that a client of mine informed me about. I had to connect to his email account to see it. This email claimed that it was sent from VM, and then it had the name of their voicemail system. There was no return address. There was no from address. I looked at the, I turned on the details. There's the word again. When you right click on an email and you want to see the program details of that page in a web browser, and there was no from address that like it's supposed to be there. So I investigated for view source. Thank you, Greg M. And a point to you if I had a point gathering capability. So here comes that a little bit. Now, it had an attachment, and the attachment was called fax something or other. Yeah, headers is where that from address should have been, and it was not there. And I'm not going to be showing you that in here. I'm going to show you some specific information here. I have my client's email address blurred out there, and notice up here at the top, new fax-April. That was the attachment on the email. And when you download the attachment, it downloads to your downloads folder, or in this case, I have it stored in a documents folder on my virtual PC. This is the virtual computer here that I want to explore this. So up here at the title bar, you see Oracle VM VirtualBox. But this is an actual attachment with an HTML extension. And when you open it, it shows my client's email address and is asking for his password. So that looks like the standard phishing prompt. But the thing that I was wondering, what are they doing in here to actually get that to them? Because it's actually downloaded to your computer as an attachment. So I went to inspect source. This says sources here to see, and it actually was sending information. I'm going to deduce that it was going to send it to this, even though it's just an attachment, an HTML document on your computer that you open that can communicate over the internet without you seeing the URL address. So as I understand, this is not an area that I've deeply researched or am deeply knowledgeable about, but here's this address, unictia.com. So I did some investigation on that. I went to another tab and I do a Google search, is URL safe? And I don't have a particular favorite of the URL safe websites available. So here's one on VirusTotal. VirusTotal says this site is clean. Unictia.com, all down the road says clean. And then here's some here that says unrated. Then I go to the next one, URL scanner. This was Cloudflare, and this said report finished unlisted. I guess that means that they don't have any records on it. Went on to another one, URL void. This one has 1 out of 40 reports it as a problem. Scroll down here further. The one that is claiming there's a problem is called scumware. And these others all say nothing found. Bitdefender says nothing found. Now my point here is to say that just because a URL comes up safe, that does not mean it's safe. There can still be a problem. Now what I went here is I went further and did the who is lookup. And it goes through those prompts wanting to know, are you human, and things like that. But here's the results of that. And what I found here is the death blow to this, that this URL was created April 2nd, which was just 2 days before my client received that attachment. I've seen other things with this particular client that makes me suspect they're actually being targeted by somebody. Now, my client did not enter his credentials. This office is very, very good about sending me or asking me about suspicious things that they see. And they've become very good at identifying or recognizing what's suspicious. Now I'm turning studio mode off so I can get back to my camera, minimize that. Now I'm going to go to chat and get caught up. Now that I've thrown you out a few topics. Looking towards the bottom, quite surprising they have enlisted. Let's see, so that's on some O.J. Simpson. Yeah, he passed away. I got the notice on my Amazon Echo device shortly before the show started. Okay, I'm going to go back up and start at the top. Hello, Carl J. Oh, I got to look in OBS chat, see if there's other stuff before that. Nope, Carl J is the first one that I see. John Williams says, thanks for making it real. Awesome trailer. I think it was John Williams that came up with that Limu yesterday in chat, and I didn't recognize what it was. I think he said IMO, the first way it came up. But anyway, yeah, so that was the reason for the trailer this morning. It had the Doug and Limu from Liberty Mutual. So that got my interest. So I made a little video clip of that. And interesting, here's something interesting. Just before the show started, I went over here to see, was that did I get a copyright notification for that? No, I did not. But when I move my mouse up above this, look down there and it says check still running. When I move my mouse over it, you can't see that part, but down here where it says check still running. So what is that about? I think what that's about is I think they've actually sent an inquiry to the channel owner, letting them know that somebody's using their content, and is it okay with them? Because I think on one occasion, maybe two, I received such a notice. I don't know how and when YouTube decides to actually send an inquiry to the channel. I don't know for sure that's what's happening. Hello, Alice. Randy Israel says, hell 0. I guess that's a 0. John Williams, however, Doug, you don't have a mustache either, LOL. I have had mustaches and beards in the past. Right now, I have, with this gray beard, I can't pull it off. I have actually 2 days of growth right now. I don't know if you can tell that or not. Usually I'm shaved every day. Keith. Hello, Keith. Doug must be making the big bucks now with all the advertising he's doing. First Apple, now Liberty Bibberty. Do you want me to do a trailer of the SNL spoof of Liberty Mutual? I looked at that. It's a little outside of the realms of my normally family friendly, but I'll do it if you want it.
Yes, affirmative.
Okay, there's an affirmative from Brian. I don't mind doing it. I almost did that one for today. Yeah, when I get the check from Liberty Mutual,
lightsabers.
I'll let you know how much they paid. You want lightsabers? Does that mean you want me to do another Fortnite? What's that called? Beat Saber? Is that what you mean by lightsabers? LMAO, and so true from John to Keith. And weather report, Selden. Speaking of advertising, I heard that Microsoft might be adding advertising to their taskbar. Well, it's already there. If you have the search things set right or set by default, search. Let's see, where does that go? No, widgets,
an old one
chat.
like Geico Hump Day.
In there somewhere. It's in there somewhere where you get that little icon down here in the search field that shows something. I'm not finding real quick how to get it back, but yeah, that's already been there for a while, hasn't it? Then Keith, I'm going to guess this is going to have to do something with the advertising. Windows 10 11 might have noticed even more with a recommended button with more ads. Oh, okay, so they're going to do more. And this is from Windows Computers and Technology. It's a good channel. And let's see if we can see where that is. Personalization, taskbar, widgets. What is he showing here? A new button coming to the Windows 11 taskbar right alongside the system ones like text view, widgets, etc. is called recommended. Is he showing it here? Recommended. It has all strings stripped from production. Guess the UI team doesn't want people to know. Concerned about recommendations becoming integral. All right. Well, surprise, surprise. Something more coming along from Microsoft for them to earn more money on advertising. Anybody surprised about that? Hello, Bobby. Here's another about advertising in taskbar. And this again is about something coming. I don't get too excited about things that are coming because people will see some hint of something and then they'll say, hey, this is coming, or Microsoft is going to do this bad, evil thing. And it's not here yet. It's not, when you go track the detail of where this came from, are we really going to have it? Did Microsoft really say that they are going to do it, or is it something they're testing and such? So I get tired of researching things that are coming or Microsoft is going to, and all these clickbaity, disastrous titles. LTSC is a variant of Enterprise. Yeah, everyone missed you guys. Hello, Tim. I mean, there's regular Windows Enterprise Edition. There's yes, completely understand that. And the Enterprise Edition having its own advantages and disadvantages, and then on top of that, you could do the LTSC where that will be supported longer.
Part of the chat window is blurred.
Oh, yeah, that's because that blur is still turned on. Thank you, Ran. Point, that'll get you a point once I have the point system up. Excuse me. LTSC is available for the educational version of Windows 2. All right. Makes sense, I suppose. Does it? Educational version has an LTSC. I can see it particularly for computers in a business environment where a computer is like running a machine and it just goes mostly unattended. There's not a user actually doing internet searches and regular stuff that's done with Windows. And you don't want that machine to ever have to reboot because you've got like a factory that's running 24/7. I can see that as an ideal place. Or if you have your IT department that every time updates are coming in, you want them to test all of their products against those updates to make sure there's not going to be any glitch anywhere. In that environment, you might want the long-term servicing, whatever the C is, so that you don't have to go researching that as often. But education, I'm not sure why. Challenge accepted, that was for the correcting me on things. Update as new definitions are posted. Update as new definitions are posted. And he mentioned that they do their updates, the definition updates immediately, and I let Windows Update automatically do that on all my computers and client computers. Security intelligent updates for Microsoft Defender, antivirus, and other anti-malware. Is there anything here I need to see? Continually update security intelligence and anti-malware products to cover the latest threats and constantly tweak detection logic. There's still a comment comes up once in a while that people say that Windows Defender, Microsoft Defender, whatever you want to call it, doesn't do protect against malware. Yes, it does. It didn't in Windows 7, and not very well. Back in Windows 7 days, I did use Let's see, Malwarebytes, and I think I'd used some versions of other products as well. Gary says page down. Give me a bit more clue. What page down to what? What are you trying to get my attention to? I don't. Maybe you said in that message. What did you say? Gary Weisenberger, down in the body, it says engine platform version. Okay. Let's try. I'll go search for either of those terms. Engine platform. I'm going to take it off screen when I bring up my search history because I don't know if I have anything particular in there. Yeah, there's that. So I have Control F and then Control V, platform version. And there's a version number, platform, and then if I do a Windows key V and search the word engine, engine version. So engine is different than platform. Oh, okay. Is that what you were trying to guide me to? Is that engine is actually different than platform? Thank you. That's another correction. Shall we give Gary a point for that? No, it's not 10 points for a single correction. Can I give him a gold star? I don't think I can give him a gold star there. No, that's something. That's just an emote that you put in or emoji that you put in. See, I don't even know whether it's in chat. Is it called an emote or an emoji? I don't know. I don't care. Doozy point. Let's see. Brian laughing at V. Okay, got it. Each definition updates as it happens for anti-malware. So every time they come up with a new malware protection or update, that it comes out. Change logs for security intelligence. This page lists newly added and updated threat detections included in security intelligence updates and other anti-malware. I had a cup of coffee this morning. Actually, I've been having coffee every morning. Kind of part of my new routine. Back on the subject earlier when I invited people at the beginning of the show, if you have a question, put it in chat early. For those of you who are around regularly, if you notice somebody put in a chat message that is a question and they didn't use SpeakerBot, please do an !C and then maybe type in the user's name or who you want to direct my attention to. Now the !C is only going to get the voice audible of read chat, but what you write after that I will see. And that'll direct me to what you're trying to tell me to go see. Where you're trying to tell me to go. You can tell me where to go. That's got to be a privilege. Okay, did I get what you wanted me to see there? Definition updates. Yeah, I think we got the idea there. And view source was Greg giving me that. That's how far back I am. Let's see, what? O.J. Simpson for what? Was there a prior mention about O.J. Simpson that I missed reading? Nope. Yeah. Quite a surprise. They have enlisted him dying on the 10th. I guess that's when they said that. He's a little bit of a typo there. Lon Dog, generally speaking, when I do a deep dive like Doug is doing, virus total is where I go, but it can be confusing when I find a couple of recognitions within the list. Generally speaking, I assume they are false positives. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I'd say it justifies further digging. Love it that the domain is using Cloudflare for their DNS to allow them to phish your clients. Yeah, even the bad guys can use any DNS. By the way, Doug, I'm very surprised that you get done what you get accomplished on a daily basis. Computers can really eat up your time. I fully understand you're trying to rearrange your schedule to manage the function of being a responsible adult. Oh boy. Right now I have my plate a little full with things I haven't finished and need to finish, plus things I have to be taken care of my daily life. I'm behind on that subject. Flo the Gecko. Florence. Yeah, Florence. Was it Florence with the Gecko commercials? Wasn't she she did a couple commercials for a couple different companies, didn't she? Are you referring to Florence, or are you referring to a gecko named Flo? I'm not sure. Do an old one like Geico Hump Day. I hate how much spam windows I have from Alice. Spam windows. Spam email, probably. How would you interpret Paul's response about the block programs in 24H2? Hopefully you saw it on Windows Weekly yesterday. I haven't seen Paul's response. However, my response I mentioned yesterday, it's in their Insiders edition, and you don't know why those are blocked in the Insiders edition. They were probably already tested on the Canary edition, and they may have found troubles there. So in the Insiders edition, they have them blocked because they're working on it, perhaps working on it with the vendors. Just because those are blocked on the Insiders edition, that doesn't mean Microsoft is dealing a death blow to all these third-party companies that are trying to manipulate the Windows system. These were programs that, what I saw was that manipulate the Windows operating system to make your Windows operate in ways that Microsoft didn't intend to. That just because they're blocked in the Insiders edition, in my opinion, does not mean Microsoft is trying to kill off those utilities. I think it's just clickbait to be using titles along those lines. My opinion. Yeah, see, so it sounds like the direction Microsoft's headed to block things. That's what those content creators are trying to get across, because that gets people all excited, gets them watching the videos. Does not necessarily mean that yet. For those people who want those utilities to be able to run. Turn off everything I possibly can from Alice. And then that particular video, he does show a lot of things to turn off. He's very good with that. I wanted him to comment on other possibilities of why they're doing this. As I suggested, it may have something to do with the lawsuit in Europe. Yeah, I remember seeing that suggestion. Possible, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't dug into that at all. Doug. Should I get a point every time I use Doug as a pun? Sometimes Microsoft wants to do certain things. That's why they do trial balloon. This will test the waters. Part of chat is blurred. Nothing like this gets released from Microsoft without their knowledge. It's all orchestrated. Windows 12. Oh, jeez. Lana Dro thinks Windows AI. Think. Oh, yeah, to Lana Dro, you're saying think. Windows AI in regards probably to her comment about spam. How many points before it turns into cash? Very, very lot. Very, very a lot. Very, very much. Very way high. Way high. I studied English as a second language, you know. It's not my native language.
English, Doug?
Yes, Brian. Can be redeemed for Doug bucks. Yes, that means I will kick you in the buck. 100,000. Doug bucks are priceless. Got it. Gary's given us a Wikipedia article to Doug bucks, right? No. Oh, John Williams, American composer. All right. This is the John Williams that's in our chat room. Don't we feel privileged? Awesome. How old would he be now? That was age 92. This photo was when he was age 92 in 2007. Thank you for being with us, John Williams. Wish it was me, I'd be rich. Progressive insurance. No Windows 12. No 12. Maybe AI hint. No 12. Now, Gary, he's got a deeper insider track with Microsoft. I don't know all the detail of how deep that gets, but I'd be more inclined to give credence to something he says that Microsoft has told him directly than what somebody comes up on the YouTube channel. All right, there's an email address if you want to send a question or a comment. You can make a comment on any video, or you can ask a question in the chat room. That's the main reason why this is a live stream every day, so that people can ask a question about some trouble that's going on with their computer currently that myself in the chat room can help with. That's what I really want this channel to be more about. We have lots of capacity to spend more time in those areas. All right, have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.